Hey guys, it's Schwasty, and this is 30 tips and tricks for new players in BattleBit Remastered. You can customize your character by clicking character in the spawn screen. In here you can change your character's appearance and armor. Lighter armor will allow you to move faster, but you can't carry as much ammo and you're weaker to incoming fire. Heavy armor will make your character slower, but you're also tankier and you can carry more ammo. As squad leader, you can place down a spawn beacon for your squad to spawn on. This takes the form of a small radio outpost and will emit a buzzing sound that all players nearby can hear, so be careful. Enemies will be able to follow the sound and destroy it. Holding down your middle mouse button will give you the option to build barricades. A silhouette will appear letting you know where you can and can't place the barricade. The second barricade in the list will deploy instantly. All barricades are instant for the support class. You can protect your spawn beacon by fortifying it with barricades, to both protect it from incoming fire and to give your team some cover when they spawn in. You can zero the scopes on your primary weapons to different ranges. This is especially useful when sniping from long range. Adding a rangefinder onto your sniper allows you to get accurate readings of how far away your target is. Use your middle mouse button to call in a supply drop for you and your team. Select the location and you'll see a parachute up above. Slowly it will descend to the ground in the form of an ammo crate where you can resupply all of your weapons and equipment. Use your middle mouse button to ping enemy positions. If you ping it on an enemy player, the ping will become red, notifying your squad of their position. This also works on enemy vehicles, but this time a red icon will become attached to the vehicle and follow it around for a short time. Use this for you and your team to engage the vehicle effectively. C4, rockets and sledgehammers can be used to knock holes into the brick walls of certain buildings. Very useful for flanking the enemy or for creating a completely new firing position. Certain buildings will collapse if they lose too much structural integrity. A rumble sound will play and all players still inside or on the building will be insta-killed if they don't get out in time. Long-range sniper scopes will emit a glare that is visible to all players in front of you. Be careful when aiming down the scope for too long, as this will give away your position. The MDX-201 is available as a recon class secondary gadget. Place it down and it will emit a glare mimicking a sniper scope. This is useful for baiting enemies into giving away their positions when they fire at it. The leader, assault and recon classes all have access to the grappling hook. Simply fire the grappling hook at the top of the building or ledge you wish to climb and it will deploy a rope that all players can use to slowly climb up. The engineer class has access to 3 types of RPGs. Heat stands for high explosive anti-tank and is most effective against transport vehicles, light armor vehicles, helicopters and buildings. Fragmentation is most effective against infantry, so use this for firing into buildings or enemy choke points. Tandem is the most powerful and is especially useful against tanks, but be warned, it has a much shorter range than the others, so you'll need to compensate more at distance. Impact grenades are like your typical frag grenade, but they do less damage and explode on impact with a surface. Very useful for finishing off an enemy that has taken cover, as they won't have time to react. The meta class has access to extra bandages and first aid boxes that can be used to heal yourself and other players back to full health. You also revive players a lot faster. Like the RPGs, tanks have access to 2 shells, armor piercing and high explosive. Armor piercing is most effective against other vehicles and buildings, and high explosive is most effective against infantry. Also be advised that your main cannon has a coaxial machine gun for engaging infantry. The flare scope is a medium range scope available for most primary weapons. This is a thermal optic and targets will appear in white. It's most effective on night maps, but be aware that the thermal mode only has a limited availability before it will have to recharge. The firing range is available via the main menu and gives players access to all weapons and attachments so that you can test out your loadouts. Useful for building classes and trying out weapons and attachments that you haven't unlocked yet. There's also a timed obstacle course so you can practice your abilities. Snipers, marksman rifles and LMGs have access to the bipod. The bipod will keep your scope steady and reduce your recoil. It automatically deploys when in a prone position or resting against an object. You'll see a bipod icon in the bottom right hand corner of your screen to let you know when it's deployed. Flares can be used to illuminate an area and to blind your opponents. These are most useful against night vision wielders on night maps, and it will completely blind your opponent. Suicide C4 is just that. Run into your opponent and detonate to create a small explosion, killing yourself and any enemies unfortunate enough to be nearby. Be careful when engaging enemy vehicles with C4, it can take up to 4 C4 on a tank to kill it. Bolt action snipers require an extra click on the mouse to chamber the next round after firing each shot. This can be done automatically by changing your bolt in the loadout menu when you've unlocked them. When you're running low on ammunition, you can hold down P to repack your remaining ammo into as few magazines as possible. Holding R when reloading will cause you to drop your magazine instead of stowing it. The benefit of this is a slightly quicker reload time, which can be useful in a pinch.